It's show day. I've got to talk really quiet so I don't wake up my boyfriend. I got up at 2:20 in the morning and I didn't actually sleep. So it's going to be a long day. It's like already almost a 24-hour day as it is, and then plus not sleeping. So I'm going to be awake for like a whole day and a half. So I'm up bright and early at 2:20 and I'm just going to cook my lunch for today. I'll get my partner to bring it at lunchtime so that I'm not tempted to eat it beforehand. I do have quite bad pain for my time of month. I've just been laying in bed with my heat pack on, trying to get the swelling and inflammation to go down, because no matter how hard I suck in, it's like huge on my uterus and not the most comfortable thing. So I'm praying that my body will do its thing and get rid of it before I've got to hop on stage. Otherwise I'm just gonna have to suck in like crazy and pretend like that is not going on. Other than that, I can't believe the day is here. 2 years in between shows, and yeah, the first time I wanted to compete was around 2020. I found Hattie Boydell's account and saw the show and saw the theme wearing costumes and saw what it was all about, and that's what sparked my interest in the first place. So this is years and years later. I can't believe it. So yeah, I'm just going to finish packing and head into the city and go get my tan done and then my hair and makeup and practice on the stage, and it's finally happening.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Diva Wellness Models for 2023 here at the WBFF. Give a round of applause. Ladies, we'll see you back on stage later on this evening. Thank you so much, ladies. As they enter the stage, give a round of applause.
Today I'm going to be doing a little recap of WBFF Regio Night and show day, and a little bit of a reflection on my prep. I thought I would film it nice and early while it's still fresh in my brain, but I've got a couple of other videos coming out before this one gets edited. So this was my second show. I had 2 years off to build and improve, and I was putting so much pressure on myself because I placed third last time doing a 6-week prep, just coming out of a breakup and not knowing anything, had never tracked food before. I was just had no idea what was going on or like what to do in peak week, or still didn't even know how to do backstage pump ups, and I was just trying to learn about carb cycling this time. I'm like so new to this. So I had 2 years off and I've been putting so much pressure on myself to place, and I wanted to win wellness and take out the category. So if you haven't checked it out already, go head to my peak week vlog, because I shared some of the meals that I was eating and some of the things that I was going through when it came to my diet and things like that. But overall, I'm really happy with the progress. I was supposed to do a show last year that I actually postponed just due to so many reasons. Cars breaking down, so all my money had to go towards that, and then just wasn't in the right space, was in and out of hospital with UTIs, and then wasn't going to the gym, so I lost heaps of muscle mass. So didn't do that prep, so I finally did the show, and I'm just so happy that I did it. People would probably think it's weird, like why would I want to do bodybuilding if you're getting up on stage to be judged, because wouldn't that give you more body image and confidence issues? But to me, it's like those are the people that I look up to, so to go up there and stand there with them, you have to level up, well, I have to level up my self-worth to be able to do that. And even though you're getting judged, when I was up there, the posing was probably the hardest part for me because I was so terrified. I was shaking. So I was doing very slow movements, and you do the backstage pump up. I was trying to tense my quads because I was in wellness, and my whole body, just from being on stage, having the judges there, having the lights there, the crowd, I was like going through my poses fully shaking and like trying to act normal and like go with the flow and yeah, go through the routine. But honestly, oh my god, it was just so crazy. The adrenaline you get up there is crazy. So instead of coming onto stage, yeah, one of the things that let down how I went, I think I got up there and I was like, oh my god, I'm on next, and I was putting all this pressure on myself from what I expect out of the show. But what you actually need to do is you need to walk up there, stand at the back, and then when they call you forward, you need to be like, sorry for the swearing, I'm here bitches, and like do the thing. That's what you need to be like. But I was just like so scared. But I had honestly a great time. Another one of the quick questions I'll answer before I get into the actual video is, what's the difference between the two main bodybuilding shows? So there's IFBB, which is focused solely on the body. So everyone has the same bikini, it's just different colors. Everyone's got the same standard for the heels that they need to wear. Everyone has the same poses, so they all come out and do the same thing. And it's like judging each part of their body and comparing them. And that leads to Olympia and all the other bodybuilding shows overseas. So that one is very popular among people. And WBFF is a fashion show, but for bodybuilders or muscly people. It's combining it. It's like half bodybuilding, half pageant kind of thing. So yes, there's more variables. Your body is a big part of your mark with your physique and your conditioning and muscle mass and how even everything is. But there's also marketability, like can they put you on a poster for this thing if companies come to them wanting brand representatives and things like that. Your fashion, have you got something unique with your bikini design and colors, or your gown, or your theme wear? Are your like everything's matching from head to toe, including your shoes? How have you set up your whole thing? And your stage presence and your posing routine, that is a big part of your mark as well. Although I felt I moved too slow, it probably is a good thing, because if you move too fast, like walking too fast, you can tell that people are nervous. So I couldn't really help it. And it's the same thing with DJing. Like I can DJ at home perfectly to myself, but the goal that I recently had with that was to get more gigs so that I could go to these different events and play on different equipment. So if someone's changed the settings or something will be broken, then you can't get that experience at home. So yeah, you can pose in front of the mirror, which I do need to do more of, but you can't get that same confidence on stage unless you hop on the stage and just do it. So yeah, so that's the main difference between them. So IFBB is physique focus and WBFF is like this big ass extravaganza, and that's why I like it for the glitz and the glam. And people might say that the marking is more unfair because of the variables, but I like to view it as more of an opportunity. So if I don't have the best body as such, there's other ways you can win. How do you present yourself? How are you bringing the energy on stage? So I like that those things come into factor, because it's a whole package and a way that it's going to help me grow as a person and with my confidence. Because people would say it's such a selfish thing to do. You just hop on stage and show off your body, and yeah, people would say it's very self-absorbed. I want to become a WBFF pro, and that is earned and it's not given. And I am very socially anxious, and at one of the posing workshops, even Lauren Kelly, one of the coaches, was saying how she is introvert as well. So when you show up to the Regio night, me and her would both be not naturally bubbly people who go out and talk to everyone and be like, yeah, this light in the room. I'm terrified of that. And yeah, approaching new people, and yeah, just, I don't know, I'm very socially anxious, I think. So to become a pro, that means I have to level up within myself and just become this role model. That's what they're looking for, is role models for other people. How are you inspiring other people in the health and fitness industry? How are you providing knowledge and expertise? And what are you bringing to this area of life? How do you show up for yourself and for others? So that is a big way that it's going to help me grow. I feel like I've got a fire lit underneath me. I know exactly what I need to do for next time, and I feel more motivated than ever, and honestly just so happy that I entered. That's the hardest part. So when you go to all your appointments, yeah, everyone's kind of just there. You don't have anyone with you, so the girls just start to talk to each other, and it's a really good way to meet new people and just build those connections. That part was honestly very, very special to me. And backstage, there was another woman who was in the transformation category. She's lost over 45 kgs, which is almost my whole body weight. And I was having a major anxiety attack, and she could just feel my energy in the room, and she kept coming over to me and asking how I was going, and she was just so sweet and just giving me these little pep talks, and like I just have goosebumps. Yeah, it was just really, really special. Another thing that went well was my beautiful bikini in my theme wear. So I got my bikini designed by GlamFit, and I just am really in love with orange at the moment. And with the theme wear, I went through Stefanka Anderson, and she just sent through the first design as a sketch, and I just said yes, just perfect. It goes over the bikini. I didn't even make any changes or request anything. I'm very go with the flow kind of thing. She just sent me the design, and I'm like, yep, that's it, let's go with it. And that was my big goal, was just to do the fitness category so I could wear the theme wear as well and have that little Victoria's Secret moment. I loved my hair and makeup. I was really, really blown away. I think last time I just did a smoky eye, and this time I gave her a inspo pic of like a gold and orange thing, and I did not know it was going to turn out so bold and beautiful. I was worried that orange would be a little bit washed out on stage, or that it just wouldn't be how I envisioned, and then she showed me right at the end, and I was like, wow, this is beyond what I could ever ask for. And with the hair as well, I didn't bring any inspo pics. I thought you just asked for curled or straight, and she just did this beautiful hairstyle, and I freshly dyed my hair the night before, so it was so vibrant, and I just could not be more happy with how that went. And with the tan as well, so the base tan is very, very sticky, like how when you do tan at home and you can't touch anything, you can't get it wet. When they do the top coat, it dries basically instantly on your skin, and they gave it a really chocolate color, because people keep saying, oh, you're gonna go get one of those embarrassing orange tans, and I'm like, honestly, it's not that bad. This show has a really, really good tan. I wish I woke up like this every day. It's just so sun-kissed and bronze, and oh, it just feels so good. So I love the makeup, hair and tan. Another thing that went well is just, I'm proud of myself for being a good sport. So when they do call outs, what Lauren Kelly said at one of the group posing workshops is, just because they do a call out, it doesn't mean that those people are even going to place. So they might do a call out for people to see if someone in the bikini category is actually too lean. So they'll be comparing two people, or they'll call two people forward, just to compare different things. It doesn't mean that they're getting the top 3 placings, or in no specific order. Or she also said if someone thinks they've got it in the bag and they feel too confident, they'll call out everyone else apart from them to see how they react. And if they stand at the back looking like sassy, like, oh, what about me, then that will show a lot about them as a person, and is that something that a pro would do, which I found very interesting. So I'm so proud of myself. I didn't get top 3, and I'm actually so stoked, because I think if I perfected my posing routine and like everything went amazing on the day, and I dieted better and I was leaner, if I still didn't win, then I think I would be obviously disappointed. But it's just showing me things that I can improve, and I wouldn't have been able to understand those things to work on if I hadn't done the show in the first place. And I went to watch someone last year, and at the midday break they said to me like, oh, what's the difference between me and them? How come I didn't get the call out, blah blah blah. And when I stood there and they awarded the wellness people their placings, I was still genuinely happy, because I was like, you know what, I didn't place, but I did the show. That was the main goal. I worked towards something for so long, got up there and did the scariest thing that I could possibly do. And when we had the bikini gala thing, so everyone comes out at once in their bikinis, and I saw the girl that won my category, one of the best glutes I've ever seen in my whole entire life, and polished from head to toe, beautiful hair, cool tattoos, amazing bikini. But she was standing kind of in front, and I looked over and saw her glutes, and I was like, holy hell, well deserved. So I honestly feel so positive. So I think the old me wouldn't be as calm about it, but when I was on stage and they awarded the people, I was like, nah, that is well deserved. And I didn't find out my placing until I think the day after they posted the placings that everyone got, and I actually got 4th. So I was just missed out by 1, and there's just a few things I'm thinking of on stage. So when I was posing, I couldn't quite plant my foot properly because I was shaking so much. There was several times that happened. I was like meant to do a back thing and like give like the look to the judges, but I got back, stood on it, and I was like, oh, and like just lost my balance so many times, and I wasn't aware enough of my routine on stage. So when I'm doing the posing, there was a couple times where I took too long because I was stressing and I was trying to go through the thing, that the next girl was ready to go there and I had to leave that spot and go to the back of the stage. So there was a couple things where I would have mucked up the routine just because you can't hear or see anything. It's just white and in silence. Like, I don't know if it's because I'm nervous. So just picking up on those few things and just better conditioning in my core and my legs. So yeah, I'm honestly stoked about that. I got 4th. That is so good. So yeah, you should just be happy with what you get, and if it's not the placing you want, go back and reflect on what you can improve on next time. So what didn't go well and what can I improve on? So definitely more conditioning. That would come back down to just being not necessarily stricter with my diet, just having a bit more structure. I didn't know enough about the carb cycling thing, or yeah, having more stress leading into show day. I think I just I wasn't looking lean enough, but I got there and I wasn't even that stressed about it. I was like, you know what, what's done is done. I can't change anything. So if I sit here and think like, oh my god, I'm not lean enough, and start stressing out, it's not going to change how lean I am. So this is how I am on the day. That's what I achieve. So I think I had a pretty good mindset about it. With my posing routine, I got feedback from some people in the crowd that in the morning I was just looking down too much and wasn't smiling enough. So I think because I was just trying to balance, I was looking down, like looking at where I was going and not looking up enough and being like, yeah, I'm here kind of thing. So that's a big thing I can work on for next time, is just bringing the energy and really being confident with the way you strut in your poses, where I was more like just trying to get through it. I really want to grow my glutes after seeing that girl's glutes and work on more glute isolation, because maybe when I'm doing some of the exercises, I think my back and my legs take a lot of the weight, but I need to do more core activation and glute isolation specifically to grow it. So I really need to work on my technique for some of the gym exercises, and just getting out of my comfort zone a little bit. I might need a PT for a few sessions just to go through it with me and see if I can make slight tweaks to actually do the exercise better. That would help my physique. Another one is to actually sleep the night before, not be up late at night still packing and like stressing out about things and still finalizing things. That made it very hard to get through the day, because at the midday thing I just absolutely crashed. Like, I could go to bed right now, and then had to wake up and carry on with the night event. So actually getting into a good night's rest would make a big difference. I also felt really shaky on the day as well, I think because I'd barely eaten, and that paired with no sleep and the nerves in between some of the things, I was fully like hands shaking, trying to get dressed, like, okay, I've got to go back on stage for this next round. And oh my god, it was just really overwhelming. So yeah, the lack of food and everything, it was just a lot. So yeah, get a good night's sleep. And the last thing to work on is, a thing I struggled with was finding a balance between sticking to the plan and your health. So an example is, if you're feeling really low in energy, do you eat more calories to get a bit more nutrients and actually fuel yourself and have a day off a workout? Or do you push through and feel worse, which can have a lead on effect to make you feel worse and worse and lead to you becoming even sicker? So it's about making those little decisions about, like, do you just call the shot and listen to your body and not follow the plan to get back to health? Because I'd have like swollen glands, I just have so much brain fog. Of course you experience certain feelings because you're going against your body's natural thing. So we're not meant to just get lean, we're meant to stay out of our body's natural set point. So we're going against what our body wants to do. And another example is with the carb cycling. So I talked to some of the girls in the changing room about it. I was like, the first night of my peak week, I was like binging on carbs at midnight because I'm on a diet and I couldn't sleep without carbs. So do you lay there and not sleep, or do you get up and have some carbs that aren't on your plan and ruin the carb cycling, but then be able to sleep? And they said, yeah, well, if you don't sleep, then it raises your cortisol, you'll be more likely to crave unhealthy foods the following day. Also, your daily energy expenditure, if you have a good sleep, you're more likely to be moving around and doing things and just have a more productive day. But if you've barely slept, you'll probably be sitting around, your metabolism and rate of burning body fat would have slowed. So it's balancing out those few things. I don't know how these girls stick to their plans 100%. And I've always been intuitive, so it is more easy for me. But yeah, it's just making those decisions when it's like, do I choose my health or the plan, and how can you kind of make it meet in the middle? So what is the plan now that the show is over? Number one, major tunnel focus on my business. I want to do a bit of a business restructuring. I realized my website, I want to kind of just like redo the whole thing. Like, keep it, but there's so many blog posts that I wrote from when I was like 19 or something. Just take off everything that is old and not necessary and just shorten it and make it to the point, concise, redo my whole welcome page, take off all my old ebooks and just keep the best ones, or just restructure everything. I need to launch my app and copy over a lot of the older recipes that I've done for brand deals and stuff like that, because that would really bulk out the app with all these delicious mango immunity smoothies. So many things that I've made in the past that would be delicious on the app to just get it ready to launch, and that way I can start promoting it and just get this whole thing on a roll. I really want to get back into regular YouTubes and podcasts. It just takes a lot of time to film and plan it, film it, edit it, make all the cover photos, write all the descriptions, watch it back over, upload it, then do make all the reels, write all the captions for those, get all the reel covers to promote the video in the first place. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes to get these podcasts and YouTubes to come to life, but I really like the creative aspect of it and sharing things with you guys and seeing the finished product. So it is very time consuming, but I do find a lot of value out of the creativity, and yeah, I do find quite a lot of joy. I had 2 months off basically with the New Zealand trip and then the show, so I'm excited just to get back into regular routine. I've also decided to start taking on one-on-one clients as well for virtual consults, and I'll be doing some one-on-one 8-week stints of coaching. So I've just got to finish up those landing pages, and it will probably obviously be done by the time this video goes live. So yeah, I'm just restructuring everything with all the services that I offer to bring plant-based nutrition to people with digestive issues, people that aren't seeing the results that they need at the gym, people that feel like they're not quite fueling their body right, or might have issues around food where they don't know how to tune in and they only know how to focus on the numbers. So you want to learn to build your plate visually and actually tune into your body's signals. So yeah, I want to launch some more programs later in the year. There's so much to do. But yeah, basically just restructuring this whole thing and just really getting on a roll with my business. I'm so excited. And lastly, just get back to maintenance calories and create some new goals for the gym. So obviously want to do a booty building phase and work on my core activation and just fixing my technique with a few of the exercises, and yeah, just build my calories back up. It is kind of weird. So yesterday was the day after the show on the Sunday, and I was so emotional. Not that I was sad, just I can't believe that it's done, and you worked towards this goal for so long, and then it's finished, and it's like, what do you do now? There's so much to do. Where do you start? It's just so weird, because a show consumes your whole life and whole mental focus for months. And another thing, I just thought of this caption today to put on Instagram. Like, people think doing a little 6-week challenge will transform their physique, but you hear all these bodybuilders backstage and they're like, oh yeah, even myself, I had 2 years off to build my physique. And I think I'll compete again in 1 year, so I'll have just over half a year to build, and then you do like a 20-week cut. So people think they'll do this little fitness challenge and everything will be changed for good. You need to be working at this for years and nail your nutrition for years. Have balance. You can't be dieting the whole time. If you're not fueling your body right, you're not going to be able to build the muscle if you're not even getting the protein intake and building your plate correctly and stuff like that, and doing progressive overload at the gym. So it takes years of consistency. So it's about ticking off those daily habits and realizing that you're in it for the long game and your body is a constant work of progress. And yeah, weird thing for me was last night I made a licorice tea, and it was weird going from the thought of, oh, have a licorice tea as a low calorie sweet thing to make me feel fuller at night, to, oh, I have a licorice tea because I actually do enjoy the taste and how it makes me feel. So it's just changing the way you're viewing foods again. Once you come out of the cut, it's going to be very weird. And yeah, a lot of the foods that had to be reduce, like fats and things like that are very high in calories, some of those are very good for you, like chia seeds and stuff like that. So good for your hormones, great for omegas, and you've got to like really limit your intake of fats leading into a show to stick within the calorie thing so you can actually lose the weight. So now it's like, wow, I can actually nourish my body with these things again that are actually good for me. So that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for everyone who gave me support and encouragement online. I had so many lovely messages, and even another plant-based nutritionist in New Zealand shared me to her story, and she said, look at this, another plant-based babe who made it to the stage without losing her cycle. And yeah, that was actually crazy to think about, because I was dreading it. I was like, no, I've got it on the day, I'm so bloated and it's terrible, and why do I have to deal with this and feel heavy while I'm trying to pose and try to suck it in? And yeah, I am actually just so proud for just doing it, and the show is done. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe if you would like to see more videos in the future, all things business, nutrition, fitness, lifestyle, mindset. So I'd love for you to join me again, and have a great rest of your day or evening.